What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is the Bears versus Titans preview video. I'm excited. Football is back. Caleb Williams debut. This is where it actually matters. This is where it counts. This is where the Bears season starts, and this is where they try to make the playoffs. And this is going to be one of the most important seasons because we hope that Caleb Williams plays good this season. So let's kick it off with a win. Come on, versus the Titans. So yeah, we got Titans versus Bears Week 1 game. And we're just basically going to go through the key matchups, what to watch for. Then we're going to say a prediction. Then we get the special announcements. So those are the 4 little things I'm going to be going over today. But I'm pretty excited. We're going to start off with the key matchup, starting with the Bears offense versus the Titans defense. We're going to run through key matchups. My first key matchup is DJ Moore / Keenan Allen versus L'Jarius Sneed. And that's really my key matchup. Who else we got? There's one more guy. I mean, there's not really anyone else that I'm really worried about. I just would say with L'Jarius Sneed versus DJ Moore mainly. Sometimes he'll be on Keenan Allen, so I'd watch that. You know, DJ Moore was a stud wide receiver last year for the Bears. Had a lot of reception yards. Keenan Allen also had a great year last year with the 1,000+ yards. 2 1,000+ yard wide receivers going up against one of the best corners in the league. So 2 top-tier wide receivers, 2 Pro Bowl wide receivers going up against a Pro Bowl cornerback. So that's going to be a great matchup to watch. I can't wait for it. Hopefully, DJ Moore wins it more than L'Jarius Sneed will win it, and Caleb Williams is probably going to lean on the veterans a little bit more because I feel like Rome Odunze is a rookie wide receiver, so he's going to have to get used to the offense a little bit more. But yeah, that's my first key matchup. I'm really excited to see how this turns out. This is one of my favorite matchups. I remember when L'Jarius Sneed was on the Chiefs. He used to be, I used to watch him in the Super Bowls and stuff. And he used to be a pretty good quarterback, especially last year versus 49ers. So I know how good he can be, and then he was on the 49ers, I think. I don't know. He was on the Chiefs. But anyways, regardless of L'Jarius Sneed's career, his best prime was probably on the Chiefs. That's where he really thrived last year. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to see this matchup. Who I think will win this matchup, I don't know. I think it'll be kind of a 50-50 because you got a rookie QB throwing, so these passes aren't all going to be pretty. Like, they're not just going to be these pretty nice, good passes. There's going to be, some bad passes. So you can't really expect them to play that well constantly 24/7. So yeah, can't wait for that matchup. My second key matchup this time is going to be the Bears defense versus the the Titans offense, and it's gonna be, I would say, Calvin Ridley versus Jaylon Johnson. I feel like Calvin Ridley is the best wide receiver on this team, on the Titans team, and Jaylon Johnson is our best cornerback. So I think you put them up against each other, that's going to be a good matchup. Also, I think Jaylon Johnson will also go up against Tyler Boyd, who's probably the second and the only other good wide receiver on this team. I don't think DeAndre Hopkins is a solid option, but he's getting old, so his production goes less and less each season, and he might not even play in this game. So I think Calvin Ridley and Tyler Boyd, so we need to worry about. And Jaylon Johnson is going to guard one of those two mostly. I think he stays on Calvin Ridley the most, so I think he'll be locked up this game because usually whoever Jaylon Johnson's on, at least going based off of last year, they didn't really catch a lot of balls on him. They didn't really catch a lot of yards on him, so I trust Jaylon Johnson to lock both of them up. I think Tyler Boyd will get some explosive plays versus our other weaker quarterbacks, but I think our defense keeps improving each year, so I expect it to hit off boom this year. So who I think will win this matchup, I think Jaylon Johnson wins versus Calvin Ridley and Tyler Boyd, whichever one he guards. I don't think they have an explosive game. I think it's going to rely more on the running game. They're going to try to run it, but also we have one of the best running defenses, so they can't really run the ball in this game. So it's going to be a lot of passing for the Titans. So I would say we have a elite Pro Bowl cornerback and Jalen Johnson to lock up one of them, and then we got one more wide receiver to worry about, and Tyree Stevenson was pretty decent, so hopefully we could trust him to cover Tyler Boyd. But yeah, I think that Jalen Johnson would win this matchup. My third key matchup, Will Levis versus the Bears D-line. And this is one of my big ones that I'm really excited to see. Will Levis, a new QB, he put up some amazing stats last year in this short amount of games. He played pretty well. I watched him play. In that one Dolphins game where he came back and won, he played amazing in that game, and I saw what he can do. He's a very explosive guy, a big arm, but he does throw picks when he tends to throw it down the field, at least last season. So that explosiveness, kind of like a Jameis Winston arm, where he's very explosive, can throw it far, and can make big plays. But at the same time, when he does that, sometimes he throws picks, which we have, I would say, if we have a very good D line and very good linebacker room. So if we can get pressure on the QB, which we did last year, and stop the run, then it's going to be tougher to throw deep passes. So I think the Bears D line wins because we have Montrezl. He was a beast last year. Don't know why he didn't make the Pro Bowl, but he was a beast. Led sacks on 2 different teams. First ever NFL player to ever do that. He was a beast last year. Montez Sweat, I expect to probably get about 13 to 14 sacks this year. So he's going to be a beast. He probably will have at least 2 or 1 in this game. So I would say the Bears D-line easily wins. From what I can see, the Titans O-line is pretty good, but I still think that Montez Sweat is better. He's a really good talent, and it's going to be hard for them to stop them. So I think that the Bears D-line will probably get about 3 to 5 sacks in this game versus Will Levis, which I think Will Levis will throw at least 1 interception in this game because I just feel like they're not going to be able to run the ball, and this is going to put a lot of more pressure on him to chuck the ball down the field, kind of what happened last year versus some of the tougher teams, which ends up in interceptions. Sometimes pick sixes to Jalen Johnson, like we saw last year versus many different teams in that last stretch. So we run the best defenses. If we continue that, I know the Titans have a lot of explosive talent, but I still think this. Looking at the squad, we can lock up this team. I know we can beat them. It's just will be a little bit on the tougher side, maybe. But yeah, that's my third key matchup. My fourth key matchup, Jamal Adams versus the Bears wide receivers as tight end core and running back. Basically, the safety Jamal Adams, because he is very good, a Pro Bowl talent from Seattle, went to the Jets. He's very good, bounce from team to team. His productions went down a little bit, but still a very solid safety. So I expect him play pretty well. I think the Bears though will still win because he keeps progressing down each and every year, right? Because his play keeps progressing down further and further. So that's what I'm gonna say about that. I think the Bears will win this. Now we're gonna do let's see. Actually, a player from the Titans, Kevin Byard. Our safety versus the Titans wide receiver core. Now here's a tougher one. His play keeps progressing too. So I think that the Titans win. Hear me out, because they have a lot of explosive talent, and Kevin Byard's kind of getting a little bit on the older side, and his play keeps progressing. He was a Pro Bowl safety. We have 2 Pro Bowl safeties in this game. Defenses are loaded in this game on each side. I think the Bears have a little bit of a better defense because they have L'Jarius Sneed and Jamal Adams, which are 2 Pro Bowl talents. And then they have a bunch of decent guys around who were pretty solid. And then we have Jalen Johnson, Pro Bowler, Kevin Byard, Pro Bowler, Tremaine Edwards, Pro Bowler, 2 solid linebackers. Montez Sweat, I think he was a Pro Bowler, but still a really great, one of the best edges in the league, as you saw last year. Should have made the Pro Bowl. If he didn't, I think he has, though, at least one time. Yeah, he did. I remember, yeah. He made it one time. So, Pro Bowler. So, we have more Pro Bowlers than them and more talent probably on the other side. And we also have solid guys around it, like Kyler Gordon, Tyreek Stevenson. We have a bunch of solid people around. So, I think we have the better defense, but I still think that Kevin Byard would lose to this wide receiver core, and that's like my 5th matchup. Now, we're going to flip it on the other side. Caleb Williams versus the Titans D-line. Caleb Williams with the W's here versus the Titans D-line. As the Titans D-line has a bunch of solid guys. They also added a elite talent to the little, you know, the D-line. They added some talent. Gotta look for him. It's not showing them right now, but I know they did because I remember seeing it. Defensive tackle. I don't know who this is. I don't think he's on the players right now, but I just know they have a pretty solid D line, so this should be pretty fun to watch here. You know, it's gonna be pretty fun to see that. You know, they have a pretty solid D line, so that's cool to see. So I think the Titans D line actually wins. I changed my mind. The Titans D-line wins. It's because Caleb Williams, first ever NFL game, first ever real NFL game that actually counts, and where it's competitive, and you're actually trying to win, and you cry over this stuff, and you put your blood and sweat and tears in this. It's going to be a little different than him. This is where it's fast-paced, boom, boom, boom. We need to win this game because we need to make it to the playoffs. These teams are hungry to make it to the playoffs. These teams are hungry for a win. So they're going to go out and play hard on both sides of the defense. So I think Caleb Williams loses. Fast pace, way faster pace in college. College is 10 times different. NFL, way more fast pace in the NFL, as we see from the matchups versus the Steelers back in the 90s versus college teams where they blew them out by like 80. But, anyways, it's going to be a little bit tough in the beginning. I feel a lot of sacks coming, but I think he will adjust and get used to it throughout the game. So I think the Titans win this matchup. So right now, what are we at? We're at a tie, and then 3 Bears wins, 2 Titans losses. So right now the Bears are winning in the matchups versus the Titans 2 matchups. And then we're gonna do overalls now. We're gonna do Bears defense versus Titans defense. I already said that. Bears defense better. That's 2. What about Titans offense versus Bears offense? On paper, Bears. What about kicker versus kicker? Titans. So we got 3v5. Special teams is better than ours probably. I would assume our special team isn't that great. So I would say 3-5. Bears win the battle of the matchups. But now we got to get to the score prediction. The score prediction is I have the Bears beating the Titans, of course, 27-13, like in my prediction video. I think they destroyed them in this game just because their defense will probably destroy this offense. Like I said, I expect them to play very well our defense against their offense. So I think the Bears win 27-13. As far as the big announcement now, I'm going to this game tomorrow. So I'm very excited for that. I'm going to try to record it. I'm going to go to this Titans-Bears Week 1 game. You get to see Caleb Williams' debut in Soldier Field. It's going to be amazing. Hopefully the Bears win. I'm really excited. I have to wake up early to get there. But I will have video footage of the game me there vlogging the first game of the NFL actual season. So it'll be fun, you know. And maybe I'll go to a playoff game one day, you know, if the Bears make the playoffs. Hopefully they make it this year. And hopefully it's a home game, because the last time they made the playoffs, it was a away game, and the last time they did a home playoff game, guess what grade I was in? I was very young. That's all I can say. I was like very young, like a little tiny kid, not like even like a fourth grader, like a really young. So I wasn't able to go to that, of course, but still, you know, hopefully they make the playoffs. I would love to go to a playoff game. That would be amazing. I want to see them win a playoff game. That's on my bucket list. I want to see them in person win a playoff game. But for now, I'm excited to go to the Titans game. I'm stoked up to see Caleb Williams' debut. Hopefully he plays well. Let's pray up for it, you know. He played pretty decent in the preseason, but as people like to say, that's just preseason. Doesn't really matter. But still, hopefully he can continue that success over to the regular season where it actually counts tomorrow. So I am really excited. Hopefully you guys come back for that video. But yeah, that's it. Bears 27, Titans 13, and bye-bye.